Hey, I'll try to stitch these two together. We've resumed. Resume. Oh my goodness. I think that someone should copyright that. We resumed. Okay. Now, Kay, you several times very politely, very distinctly to everyone but me had tried to offer up some detail. Could you try one more time now that I've reset my router?
Yes, we shall try one more time. Uh, Wild card, while he is unconscious under Johnny Storm, did have the forethought before heading into this to have a live phone call going on with Sue Storm, who was en route.
Yes, that's right. Thank you for that reminder. Sweet. And if I recall, you'd actually established and chatted with Sue before things went awry, and
Yes,
she
yeah.
she'd said Reed is off doing a thing, Franklin is doing
Franklin's
another thing, but I'll do what I can, kind of deal.
yes. I'm on my
Cool.
way kind of vibes.
Yes, very much the on the way. Sweet. So we'll pick up with Dynamo, the one sparked character after you ran away. I'm sorry, after you took a tactical retreat.
Tactical retreat. Yep.
Tactical retreat from Juggernaut, realizing he's, not starting fires, he's just
Yeah,
beating on people.
like me.
You are one of the people he beat on. Yes, it's very, very accurate. Where do you imagine Dynamo is fleeing to? You know,
um, I think like probably trying to regroup a little bit with the other folks. If I know where they are, and I'm not sure that I do.
I would love for you to come upon the unconscious wild card and
Yes.
Human Torch.
Yeah. Where were they? Where were they down again?
I I think they were down near Escape Reality.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, no, no. Escape
No,
Reality is where things went down with Mr.
Mavoya.
Oh,
Negative.
Malvolio. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're
So
just in some random alleyway, I believe.
this, yeah, but do we want to make it
There,
meaningful? Is there a
there are
site?
no alleyways.
That was right.
It's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Oh no, no alleyways. Where do we want to place it? Right in front of the law office? Do we want to? Yeah, sound good.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
that sounds
stick
good.
it right outside of Mr. Pruitt. Is that the
Mhm.
name? Am I misremembering the name?
That
I'm probably
sounds
miss.
right.
Smith,
Schmidt, Mr.
Mr.
Schmitz.
Schmidt.
Schmidt, Mr.
Uh,
Schmidt's
yeah,
law
I think it takes
office.
I think it takes Dynamo like a bit of zipping around to like find people. Like, finally come across them and just like screech to a halt. And
Ooh, yeah.
yeah. And then immediately check on my downed companion. Probably less so Johnny.
Well, you
Fair
have to
enough.
move Johnny to get to Wild Card because
Mhm.
Wild Card's under Johnny.
Yeah, like I see him like, oh no, move Johnny. Oh no. Yeah, and like make sure you're breathing and make sure everything's okay there.
I
There's that.
think we the writing team has decided that this is where we will like carve in a pocket scene. It's like a flashback, brief flashback to Wildcard in his younger days. He is with one of his parents.
Oh.
Perhaps this is a moment uh, of memory where something similar happened. Um, so where is this? Is this in New Orleans? Is this near Xavier's mansion? Is it out on some kind of mission or job?
I think it's got to be in the danger room.
Ooh.
Uh,
And what had happened to Wildcard then? Who were his teammates and how did Wildcard get his bell rung then?
Yeah, so I think let's see. I don't want to bring Megan into this. So it's
Okay.
got we're gonna go for some fun and have Franklin
Interesting. Okay.
there. And let's see who else do we want there.
I mean, do we want to have the grandson of Colossus in there? Colossus 2?
Is that one of the characters?
I thought he was one of the Gen Next guys.
1 second while I Google because my brain is not functioning this early in the morning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Don't be sorry. G. Oh, it's G next. That's why. And it's Rico Richards and Pavel Rasputin.
Pavel, there he is.
Rasputin, yes. Colossus. There we go. Yeah, so let's say it's them. There we go. And I think very similarly, we see a scene where Rico gets taken out and then Pavel gets taken out. And we see Wildcard is like trying to keep things together, to stop the whole thing from being a mission. There's like a giant robot because that's what they do. And the room, and he gets like crushed under its fist, and like the simulation was at like the wrong level intensity, so like we see his head actually like kind of like crack kind of hard against the flooring, and he starts to like bleed, and that should not happen. But at the same time, he kind of failed to keep his team under wraps. They got taken out like one by one in front of him before he himself fell. And we see it flash to like another scene, and it's one of his parents, and their hands stitching like a wound on his head. And they're like, "Are you sure you don't want no, I can take the stitch." His mind running, chewing himself out for how he needs to be a better leader.
I'm using. All right, I need a commitment. Which parent is it? You said it was a parent. I want to know which one. Sorry.
No, that's fair. I think I'm gonna ask you a question on top of that question, Rich, to make my life easier.
Okay.
I don't have to necessarily make the choices. Is this parent comforting, or are they reasserting the fact that he needs to do better?
Comforting.
Okay, then I think it's Rogue.
Oh man, I was hoping that maybe this is a moment when Remy Hag can't be comfort, but that's fine. It's Rogue. Cool. We get a pic of Rogue on screen. That's delightful. And then she's comforting you in this memory. But then she shifts a little bit, and you realize you're actually not looking up into the face of your mother, but into the caring face of Dynamo.
Oh, that's a memory placement I did not need. Is his like hand kind of goes up to his forehead where there's blood, and it's like the exact same cut line as that day.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What happened?
Hot men were falling from the sky.
I always pictured that to be better.
You'd think.
Is hot stuff okay?
Yeah, he's just drained from being depowered and mind altered.
Oh, oh, oh. Should we? I don't know what we could do to make sure that he didn't get away again. He's still. Wow. Things are on fire, so that's bad.
Yeah. I reached to my side for my phone. Is it still connected?
Yeah, I think it is disconnected at this point.
Well, theoretically, Sue Storm or assistance from Sue Storm is coming. I'll grab like a zip tie from my pocket and I'll zip tie Johnny's hands. Not that it was too much if he flames on, but it's something.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we see like that is going on or going wrong from where we are?
Yeah, that's a totally fair question. As you guys look around, you've taken down, well, not that you are 100% aware of what all has gone on, but the two fire creators are no longer actively creating new fires. So now it's a matter of trying to help the people that were most affected. And you notice that there is a building nearby, near the law office. It's maybe a 5-story apartment building that's on fire, and there are some people who are trapped.
Cool. I think this is. I'll be right back. You rest up and try to zip into over through around the building. Try and grab like Quicksilver style. Grab as many people as possible and get them out.
Excellent. Cool. So, should you take spark from the memory? Well, it was with an NPC, and it was just Rich being selfish and wanting to see some Gen Next shenanigans. So I'm gonna say no. But if you
Okay, that's valid.
participate in this refresh opportunity to save some people, then you can get some spark.
Yeah, and I think we see Olivier tries to reach for and see if he still has some of Johnny's power, because that was the last power he took.
Ooh,
Mm,
I think yes.
Yeah, I think we see Olivier flame on, and we see him like reach a hand out and try and pull some of the flames out of the building and into
nice.
himself.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. So we're going to call this a refresh opportunity. And the refresh opportunity will be I think it's supers related. So let me link to where did I put? There it is. HTS rules over on the safety and roller tab. And Rich will look up his own rules to the game he wrote because it was so long ago. Charity work. And patrolling the neighborhood. You are patrolling the neighborhood because I like the idea of super plus heart. So roll super plus heart, and for every success you get, you restore a spark.
Awesome. Super is 3, heart is 2. No, super is
There is not tension involved in this roll. Otherwise, that would be a death spiral and not fun.
Okay, super plus heart.
3.
3 successes, 3 spark
Yeah.
back for you.
I will take that.
What does it look like when you save someone with your super speed and your electricity?
I think it is like all like the electricity is like contained and pulled in to focus on the speed, and it's stairs. I could go upstairs fast, but going up the walls faster. And since it seems like something I can do now, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see if it still works, and like start zipping into people's windows and grabbing them and get the goldfish and drop it out the window and zip down and grab it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It reminds me of that really, really cool Quicksilver scene where
Yeah.
he saved people from the mansion. Just so good. That almost made the movie palatable, but
Yeah. That's true.
the second unit director deserves an award. Anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. What does it look like with Wildcard using his stolen powers to draw in some of the fire?
Yeah, so I think Wildcard doesn't realize that his everything is not made for this, so we see like everything that's on him kind of burn away,
Oh, sexy.
including his phone rip.
Oh.
And we see is like there's like almost like this sort of very elegant kind of spiral of flame as it seems to just almost dance off of the building and into his arm.
Oh, neat. I like that. That's really cool. All right.
One,
And it
two,
looks like you
three.
got 4 successes.
Yes.
Good night. That's delightful. Yes, you are able to assist in taking down the flames to the point where they are nearly quenched. There are just some few errant flames. And with the assistance of Dynamo and her speed, you rescue people out of that apartment building and bring them down to the street level. I like it. You guys are able to restore some spark. And at the end of that particular rescue scene, there are no obvious threats. So I think we will move away from the two of you, if that's all right, and check in on the duo of Vector and Beetle.
Yeah, and I think we essentially had what made Juggernaut Punch Pyro,
Yep.
and then vamoosed.
Yes, that's exactly how I recall it as well.
Yeah, and I think that essentially we went high, which gives us a really good view of all the other stuff that's going on.
We sure do.
Yeah, so I think that we too are going to coordinate for that. Again, we have such different ways of moving that it takes a little bit of like, okay, I go here, 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 you head that way, and then I'll, essentially, so I can blink over. I think that we will do a similar thing. We will be watching for wherever it looks like there's people up high that are having trouble getting out.
Oh man, even though we cared for this already, there's a part of me that wants for you to discover that Malvolio is gone
Oh,
via Skippy troubles. What do you think?
that's interesting. Sure, we can do that.
As you guys are zipping around, you head to. It wasn't Escape Reality where the throwdown with Mr. Negative happened, if I remember. Okay, cool. You who even knows how Skippy got there, but cat magic. So you head by Escape Reality, whereupon you spot Skippy up on the roof.
On the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Janice and I both look at each other and go, Skippy?
Yes. Yes, that's Skippy. That's definitely Skippy, not a Skippy-like substitute. Unless it's Skippy from another dimension. It's probably Skippy.
We need to go
That's a
check
little
on
too far of a
Skippy.
leap.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, wait, why would Skippy be here?
exactly. And yeah, I think, and I sort of turn around and I go, Barracuda. That's why. And I blink over to Skippy.
Cool. Skippy looks up at you,
Mhm.
in a cat-like way, a little unamused that you are here. But it will deign to allow you to pick him up.
Excellent. And I will do that. And then I probably will look at the back of the place to see if like there's a door open or something.
There certainly is.
And I will gesture for Janice.
Not only is there a door open, you would notice from your vantage point at the top, there's like a skylight that swivels, so that
Oh.
Johnny can fly out heroically. He had that installed. He was pretty impressed with it.
Really? Well, maybe I will make use of that then. So I see the doors open, so it tells me there's someone in there. Can I open it up to go back the other way? I assume he uses that to enter too.
Of course.
So,
Yes, so you can enter Escape Reality. It's very quiet. The electricity is off. There's no fire. It's untouched by the tumult of the outside. And there's someone here. You see, Mr. Negative is standing here. He's not surprised by your arrival. He looks up. The alien symbiote. But not like the other symbiote.
And does my suit react at all?
It's throwing a bunch of warning signals and hold on a second. My computer's decided to act weird. I think my mouse just died. I think. Awesome. This is just the day of stuff breaking for Rich. Yay! This one's easy. It's just replacing batteries. So he says, so the suit is giving off warnings, and Rich is going to have to try to remember keyboard shortcuts. So how do you switch tabs in a Google Sheet? I don't know.
Option up and down arrow.
Option up and down arrow.
Yeah.
No.
Or
Option.
Alt if you're on a PC.
Alt on a PC. That's it. Sweet. That works. Okay. This is going to be precarious, and this will only last for so long. So the warnings that you get are warning, limited shapeshifting, strength, reflexes, object empowerment, healing touch, corrupting touch. Stay away. 10 kind of metras or some other measurement than regular, like alien measurement that you would
exactly.
recognize as like 10 meters away.
All right. And I think I stop and I say, where's Malvolio?
How smart you are. Not just a pretty face. You know exactly the question to ask. He's gone. Very gone.
Can I do one of those flashback memories?
Ooh, you
Things for
certainly
some
could.
stuff?
Yeah, what would you like to flashback to? A moment where he helped you, or a fond memory, or a time when Malvolio and you both talked about death?
No, I think it's about the time when Malvolio left me instructions to take care of Skippy. And they were like really long, like complicated instructions for a cat that pretty much just does whatever it wants.
That's awesome. It talks
And
about
that's
all the various. That's great. Cool. Let's see. Control. Nope. Alt. Nope. How do you page? It's page down. Yeah. Page down is how you change. Ah, yes, I'm remembering. The muscle memory is not completely gone. Yes. So what would that? I want to get you the opportunity for a refresh, and you're only with another PC. So what
with
does?
another NPC.
Yeah, sorry, you're not with another PC. Thank you for
Mhm.
the correction. This is how badly I multitask. So, what would this be? Is it a bonding scene? Am I actually going to allow a bonding scene with a team member who happens to be an NPC at this moment? Yeah, I think I am.
Okay.
I think there's nothing else that can be done, and it was a PC. So we'll say that it is a team member, and it will be 5 to split between the two of you. He will selfishly take 2.
Okay. That seems more than reasonable. Just tells me that he is somewhere. So,
He is somewhere. As long as he lives in your memory, he's not dead, right? That's what we say.
actually, I think it's Skippy who's struggling to get out of my grasp at this point.
Mr. Negative says, my contract is over. And there's nothing you can do for Barracuda. So I'm just going to leave. And you would be wise to let me.
Can I check with the suit for confirmation?
The suit's showing the power levels, and it will do what you want. It's not making this decision for you.
God. The thing is I don't know how he's going to leave. Does that make any sense?
How
I
Mr.
sort of
Negative's going to leave?
Yeah, I sort of step back. I'm kind of at the ready if there's an opportunity, but if there isn't, it's me in the suit trying to figure out how this all goes down.
You're trying to find the right angles. Most likely among his power, he does have super strength, so he could potentially leap. But the most likely is that he'll just walk out the back door. Janice is around, and she will reach out. Hey, there's a flying car, and it is just the jankiest looking thing. Oh, that's the Fantastic Car.
Probably here for wild card. Sublingual. Essentially from my suit, right? Yeah, I step back so he has a path to the back door, and I go, Mr. Negative, I'll be leaving through the back door. It's pretty puffy.
Okay.
No.
Oh, yeah, I'll get the drop on him. Okay.
No, don't. That's it. That's
okay.
where I actually let Skippy get away at that moment. Like, I don't realize it, but when she says that, I'm like, okay.
Sweet. Yeah. Mr. Negative will head out the back door and off into the night.
All right.
Yeah. And then, yeah,
I do go gone. Like, I'm okay, good. So she doesn't do it.
She did not jump down on him. She listens to you still.
Okay. And I do that out of the better sense of things. What does Skippy do once he's in here and he's like free from me?
Oh, he goes into the escape room, of course.
Really? All right.
See his little tail as he heads into the door.
What is he? Okay, so I'll follow him. I'll go. The cat's like, I don't know, touring the place.
Oh, great. Wait, I think we have. No, it's Skippy. So she'll come inside her little wings. Oh, Skippy, a girl cat? I'm sorry, I was misgendering a poor cat. She, her, very clear. Yes. So thank you for that. Yes. So you head in, and I think the door closes behind you. It has its own power unit, and you're now trapped in an escape room. So Johnny Storm comes over the audio and does the intro of the escape room. Of course, it is Fantastic Four themed. And he's taking you back. And when they fought against was the Terrible Trio? I want to say it was the Terrible Trio. Yes, I got it right. Bull Brogan, Handsome Harry Phillips, and Yogi Decor.
I don't know any of these names.
That's okay. It's ancient. Either. This is ancient stuff.
I like the idea that Janice knows who they are.
Oh yeah, she freaks out. She's like, "Oh my gosh, that's from Fantastic Four number 23 from 1963. This is great. Okay, they were specifically designed to take out the Fantastic Four." And she starts rattling off because she's not in there with you. So
okay. And I'm can you get the door open?
Yes. And so Johnny Storm's narration, and there are pictures of Yogi Decor and Handsome Harry Phillips and Bull Brogan shown, and how it gives a little bit of info. Dr. Doom, the Latverian monarch, created the Terrible Trio to defeat us, and there are only certain ways, and that's where he's like giving out some of the clues to be able to open the door. And then smash, the door opens. It's like ripped off hinges, and Beetle sets it aside carefully.
And I think Jeff stands there and goes, wow.
I know. I just like redirected and then I did a couple. I didn't. Pretty great.
It was.
We
And
did a
sort of-
team up on Juggernaut. I ripped the door off its hinges. We had a, I don't know what to call that thing with the guy. Who was that?
That was Mr. Negative. Is let's put it this way, there wasn't going to be anything really for me to deflect.
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
And she kind of goes, or Jeff stops and says, he said he was done, so he's no more imminent threat. Barracuda is gone. Very gone is what he said.
No. He killed him?
Or at least he thinks he killed him.
I really hope he's wrong. I like him.
There are multiple Malvoliums.
I like towers.
I agree. Zanaya might be able to help, but and I sort of look around to see the cat.
Yes, I think the cat, there's a bust of the thing, like his head, and the cat is just kind of curled around it with his tail around Ben Grimm's neck, and it meows at you.
Okay. And that I sort of walk over there to go pick the cat up. I'm like not sure if there's anything significant. Sometimes Gibby's kind
Get
of
close. It's like motion sensitive, and the eyes open up, and Fig starts
This is so
delivering part of
cheesy.
one of the clues, and then the cat jumps on your arm, and you guys
Okay.
can head out. Cool. Good stuff. I'd like to call like a quick 5-minute break so I can replace the battery somehow. So I'll see you guys in a few. Okay. Well, that ends the scene between Vector and Beetle, and we've all, before we started recording, recording. So we've decided that was a great moment to bring the Hell Night to a close. The Fantastic Car arrives. You guys are able to move some cars out of the way so that the fire department can start putting out fires that haven't been resolved. Wildcard, using the last bits of Human Torch's power, is able to quench other fires. Dynamo saves a few more people, as does Vector and Beetle. And then when the Fantastic Car arrives, Herbie will come down, pick up the Human Torch, because I can't help but have Herbie show up in the scene if the Fantastic Four is mentioned, and the little robot that could will fly away to take Johnny to safety. Are we good with just like literally skipping to the next day?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So boom, we cut that scene and we start with the next day, the day when your big debate was supposed to take place. And there's already across YouTube, TikTok, and the local news station reports from Silvio Manfredi, who's donating money for the relief fund. And in an interview with a reporter who's totally favorable towards Silvio Manfredi, says, I really think that the time for this kind of debate is not now. Is the time for healing. And he does a couple of the like, care about the people, not about arguing. Let's come together. I've set up this fund here, and I'll match all of the donations, etc., etc. And then he quickly PRs his way to veer out of a debate / face off because corporate slick.
What do Dynamo and Wildcard, did Vector say anything night of about Malvolio, Skippy, or have we not found out yet?
I mean, if you're conscious or whatever, yeah, when we meet back up, Vector would say, that guy? And he sort of describes who you recognize as being Mr. Negative. Was there waiting to escape reality? He said that Malvolio's gone, very gone. Seemed very pleased with himself. And he said, but my job is done. So he clearly was hired to do this. I don't know who he is, but he has a bunch of powers, including something called corrupting power.
If this was the night before, I think you just got like a very quiet blank face from Wildcard, and he kind of just walked off.
I suppose he didn't say hired by you, but
I mean, it's pretty clear,
you
isn't
could
it?
probably guess. Yeah.
And I'm guessing Juggernaut was a jobber too.
Who's running the store?
It's a good question.
I'll pop in and just make sure.
Yeah, who is going to run?
Or yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Dynamo and Vector for the next day, just trying to hold things together, right?
Yeah.
Got Skippy back in there and we're kind of have the TV on. How did Barracuda get that TV put in that's sitting there all the time going with local news or whatever? So
Magic.
that's, yeah, exactly. It's magic. So it's tuned to all the interesting, but it just like switches channels randomly to whatever the thing that would have interested Malvolio the most. So there's a lot of baseball. There's a lot of baseball. It turns out. But yeah, I think we do that. And probably I suggest we meet up with the others to essentially go over what we all saw and know.
Yeah.
Cool. So question. Do we want to follow on the scene, meeting of the group, talk about what you all saw, or are we good with that ends up on the cutting room floor? The players know what the player characters know what the players know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next question. Do we go to a block roll here? Like to set up our last two sessions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we probably need to.
Sweet. Okay. So let us go to the block roll. I'll share that with y'all, but remember, you'll be looking off of, when you do the dice assignment, you'll be looking off of the shared screen and tell me where to put them. Let me drop the block roll table link just so you can see it. And we're going to clear out all the dice in the block roll table now. And let's see, Olivier. Yeah. So let's refresh ourselves. Here's how it works. There are 5 letters in block. There are 5 dice. You get a die of refresh. So we're doing a little bit of time pass. You get a die to refresh your spark. You can forego that refresh and roll another die in the block roll table. You can also make that decision after the 5 dice block roll table have hit the table. How many times can I say table? I don't know. Table. So I would like for Sherry to roll the dice. So Sherry, if you just want to type 5d6 up here and hit enter, then those dice will drop in. And I'm looking at those are some very interesting dice. Look at those. A 1 and a 4 and a 6. Some interesting stuff. So we're going to be going in turns. Vector is the one who made the roll. So that means that you get the first assignment wild card. Or you can choose to roll another die and forego your spark refresh.
I'm gonna throw 1 in crime spree.
A 1 in crime spree. Oh my goodness. Crime spree and members of your team are considered prime suspects. Exciting. And now Dynamo, you're up next.
I think I'm gonna put the 6 in business.
Business opportunities abound as the businesses surge and new stores and shops are opening. Oh man, it's a revitalization after the Hell Night. That's great. Vector, you're up now with a 2 or 2 4s. Are you talking on mute?
Sorry, I said it looks like everything's going Manfredi's way, so I will put the 2 in local schools.
Oh, excellent. City News publishes an expose on local school problems. Parents are incensed.
Yeah, this is the public schools. That
The
of course,
public
getting-
schools. Oh, that's even
Mhm.
better. It is.
Mhm.
Everything's coming up, Manfredi. All right, Dynamo, where do you want to put one of these 4s, or do you want to forego your refresh to roll another die?
Let's do the 4 and outdoors.
All right, 4 and outdoors. Every time you look outside, you see people outside on the sidewalks or out at the local park.
but not cutting across any boundaries.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Staying in their lane.
Oh, look at that. It has a label cutoff. That sucks. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, there we go. It was just while I was moving it, I guess. And then Kay, are you good with the last 4 going to leisure?
Yes.
So many exciting options to enjoy your free time without leaving the neighborhood. Okay. Let me make quick notes. Opportunities about exciting options. Free time. We've got people outside. Crime spree. And local school. Excellent work. Thank you all so much. We can close that down, which means no one burned your refresh. Everyone gets to roll a d6 and add that to your spark. You can roll that with a regular die roller, which everybody's using. So thank you.
Okay, that feels better now.
It does get like nerve-wracking when you're bouncing around
Yeah.
1 to 2 Stark. It's a
That's
thing.
just rude. I rolled a 1.
Oh man.
But fitting. Fitting but rude.
Okay. So things that happened in the aftermath over the last few weeks. Johnny Storm has taken a break from public life at the urging of his sister. He has donated an absorbent amount of money to Bushwick and has personally made sure that every area that he burned has received stipends. There are still talks as Mr. Schmidt's going around trying to stir up, like, you can still sue. You don't have to take this. You could like sue for more. So he's drumming up some potential business and lawsuits against. I just realized that Roger Rabbit is behind your left shoulder, and that amuses me. Yep, just noticed Roger Rabbit all this time. That's how my attention span works. So Johnny's trying to do right, but Mr. Schmidt thinks that more can be done to make these people whole, and he is heading after that like dogs caught a scent of a squirrel. And Manfredi, of course, going around making this a great opportunity to be the public beneficiary, the donor, the person who is trying to help keep things up. Meanwhile, Gordon is purchasing several of the burned down buildings in a dweeb initiative to build back better. You know, not building with any of the graffiti and the like, adhering to the new codes and spec and all that. Bringing in millions more dollars into Bushwick, building taller, building beautiful. Yeah. How are things going at? There's a lot more potential business, but how are things going at Escape Reality? I'll throw that to the manager of Dynamo, because Wildcard fastidiously avoided responsibility for it.
I think it's going really well. There's a lot of, people are coming out, people are feeling better after all the new influx of money and business. I think Johnny has actually expanded. He bought the building next door and built 3 new rooms. We've got just a constant stream of people in and out there from, like, not from the neighborhood, from everywhere. People coming here from Manhattan. Got covered on what's the Everything Immersive blog.
That's great. That's great.
It's like a room themed for each of the Fantastic Four.
Perfect. They've moved on from Terrible Trio into some of the brighter and bigger and more recent moments of Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it's keeping Dynamo busy and distracted, I think, from stuff.
Wildcard, are you still trying to hold down 2 jobs and be a college student?
No.
What's changed?
I think he has not been showing up for either job.
Oh no.
And it's not like he quit or anything.
You didn't officially quit.
No, but he's not necessarily been showing up.
Ouch. Dunbo, how have you handled that?
Quietly, I think. I don't think I'm exhibiting my speed powers at work, but I think I'm just I think I'm just used to hustling to cover other people. So just like doing that and like being silently cool about it. Maybe a little bit of resentment inside.
Interesting. And with the expansion, I think it's really stretching you thin, Dynamo.
Yeah. I think I've pressed Johnny to hire more people just to like run and reset the rooms and whatnot.
So
he has not yet.
He has, I mean, he's out of public life. He's good. He's
Yeah.
got a business manager. He ran it through, and Herbie said that you guys are appropriately staffed. And he'll, Herbie will ask, why not give more shifts to Wildcard?
Wildcard is on hiatus.
It says very
I
clearly
wouldn't
here
count
that
on
he
it.
is still employed.
Well, he may be employed, but he's not working.
Is he on a short-term disability? Has he made a claim for FMLA?
Not officially. No.
This is not standard. Recommend that you move to term.
Move to-
Terminate employment. Then we can backfill for the position. We're only budgeted for one direct report to you.
But I'm just running the place. I'm not firing. Right. That's job. I guess that is my job now. Okay. Well, fuck. Consider him fired and start looking for new people. I'll talk to him.
Understood. I will take care of the paperwork. Ha 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 ha.
Why is that a joke?
Nothing is on paper. Paper is an illusion for humans.
Cool.
Have a nice day. If you would
too.
like, I can send you several phrases or approaches to notifying the employee of their termination.
Absolutely not. No, thank you.
Very well. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Nice. So I think after Megan will come in. She comes in to hang out, and pretty quickly the conversation is that she's no longer with Bushwick's Best, that Zillow has folded the experiment. It was in beta. It was never fully moved into release status, and Zillow's moving on to other opportunities. They're looking into this, backing the AmeriCop funding. So where's Ollie?
Not here.
Just like a LeBeau. Okay, I'll go find him.
If you, oh boy, let him know that I need to talk to him.
Is he fired?
Yeah. He hasn't been showing up to work.
Well, that's a
And
firing offense. I mean,
I've covered as long as I can.
he wanted to play in the real world. That's how it goes. Sometimes you can even do a pretty good job and get fired.
Yep.
I've got like 6 months severance, so if you need help here, let me know.
That would, wow, that's generous.
I'm not giving you my 6 month severance, but I will come in and like sling some comics and stuff.
That'd be great just to have around. I can't put you on the books myself. I don't think that needs to go through the robot.
I don't care. Just consider me an intern or something, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Just come hang out.
Okay.
It'll be great. Take a little load off.
Okay. I'm gonna go give Ollie a check-in / talking to.
Yeah. You don't need to tell him that he's fired. I can do that. But if if it comes out, that's fine.
Okay.
I got to preset a room. Sorry.
Oh, that's good. Good
Yeah.
luck. Good luck. Bye. Nice. How is the cat rescue doing with all the businesses booming?
Yeah, well, the thing is after the fires, there were a lot of cats that were on the streets and all of that stuff. So there's been a lot of like reunion flyers and things like that. Did you lose your cat? There's a good chance you find them at the cat rescue. Come and see. Essentially, I think Jeff literally goes around and posts the cat posters on the thing, even though you're not supposed to. Essentially pictures of the of the cats that they found. So people could find their cats. So he goes
Aw.
through that neighborhood and does that. And yes, eventually someone comes through and rips them all down because you're not supposed to post things on the telephone poles, but still, for some people, they're able to find them. So I think that's one of the things that's going on. So there's lots of people coming in to look for their cats. Some of them are lucky, some of them are not. And then we also have just extra cats because of it.
Man. Is 3J, now that he has a larger place with his girlfriend, is 3J the kind of person to start bringing cats home?
Because she's allergic.
It's nice.
And that isn't good for the cat or for Janice. So, because then you
Nope.
would be trying to pen it in. So, yeah.
It's very, very wise.
So, no, I think what his real thing is that the bodega for a while, though, he does kind of go and get Zanaya and go, hey, down in the basement, there's that circle and all of Malvolio's stuff. Got any use for that? Do you want a bodega? I think whoever takes care of that stuff owns the bodega.
Well, yeah, I guess. Thanks, Jeff. They fired me from Bushwick's Best.
Fired you?
Mm-hmm.
Or
They're shutting down the whole program.
Oh, well, they didn't fire you then. They shut down the program.
Okay, but it still feels like I was fired. Did I do a bad job?
Not at all. That's the thing. They don't want someone doing a good job.
I suck. The job sucked.
Now you can do it your way.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, well, let's figure out this bodega thing.
Sounds good.
I've got to figure out how to make some money. I'm
See,
gonna lose my place.
this could be it. Lots of people come through.
Yeah. Okay. And then she'll head down and
And as we're going down, they go, plus I need you to reprogram the TV down there because it's still like baseball all the time.
oh, I feel so dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll fix it. And
All
she'll
right.
step in and start making it the really nice bodega that it was before
Mm-mm.
and getting rid of the grime and cleaning things. And then the TV's now showing mostly, I don't know, is she an MSNBC girl? No, she's like a HGTV kind of girl. So like HGTV, Discover Plus, just very light fare of house renewals and that kind of thing. Yeah. Pablum. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, might have to, I don't know, get a little. I mean, Skippy looks a little out of place. Maybe a cute collar.
Yeah. I guess she's fine. And it is a bodega, so I kind of have to have her, right? Do I have to take care of Skippy?
Yes, I think that's what ownership of the bodega entails.
Fine. Okay. But like you know cats really well, so you can help?
Didn't show you how to do it.
Okay. I just need a little bit of help. I've never actually owned a cat. I'm not really a pet person, you know? Okay. And there you go. You will set up Zanaya as the new owner and proprietor of the milieu. I did
Yeah.
not see that coming, but it's kind of perfect.
It had to happen. It had to be. I don't know what it is that Malvolio set going, but just keep the magic going.
So after you leave Zanaya, Megan is waiting just outside of your apartment. I guess it's your apartment now, like the apartment you share with Janice.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, hey, Megan, what's up?
I had a feeling you'd be along. I need your help. I'm going to go talk to Ollie, and he's going to be a little asshole about it. So I could use some backup from someone he actually cares about.
And kind of stops and goes, okay, sure. Do you know when Dynamo gets off?
Dynamo sort of needs to focus on other stuff.
I'll take it that you know best on that.
Well, I talked to Dynamo, and she seemed pretty done with it. He stopped showing up at work.
All right, let's go find him.
Okay.
And I kind of go, he's 19, right?
Yeah, but he's taking it pretty hard about getting, well, the whole thing.
Oh yeah, 19.
I'm 19 too.
Mhm.
And he kind of says, you know, your superpowers make you a different kind of 19.
Okay, I guess.
You at least know what other people actually are thinking instead of what you're imagining.
You'd think that'd be a comfort, but it's not.
You know,
You're pretty solid, though.
well, thank you.
Are you ever going to tell Zanaya about your powers or your suit?
She's seen it.
Okay, so she knows? Okay, good.
We just strangely haven't said anything to each other about it.
Yeah.
I assume it was probably one betrayal too far, and if she ignores it, she can pretend it hasn't happened.
She's amazingly blithe about you. I don't quite understand why she doesn't value you more. I also don't think she realizes that you and Janice are a thing. Anyway,
It kind of goes, we'll figure it out. She's taken over the bodega, so
good. She needs something to focus on. She never really liked being part of Bushwick's best, but she was good.
she is good. I mean, she's always been spectacular at whatever she does. But she's just like up in herself all the time.
Yeah, she is. You're not wrong.
I know
S-
and he could, I don't know where Wildcard lives.
oh, I do. Is Wildcard at home?
Absolutely not.
I think so. Where has Wildcard gone? When we pick up with Wildcard, where do we find him?
He is in a tree overlooking a soccer pitch with a bottle of Stoli in hand.
Oh, that's awesome. Is this in Bushwick?
Kay doesn't know if Bushwick has a soccer field.
Oh man, Rich is gonna Google to find out.
I thought we saw one of the fields had like
If Bushwick has a soccer field, that is where you'd be.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He is specifically watching a soccer practice of a certain Geraldo.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. The PSIS 384 mini pitch. That's where you are.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Like protect, like in a hope of keeping him safe, or just in a sad memory kind of drinking drinking alcohol while watching soccer vibe.
More the former. Like this is Malvolio's grandson,
Yep.
and he is drinking and sort of semi-sad watching, but also like keeping a bit of a vigil.
So, do you imagine that this is a they finally discover you, or you see them heading near your place, which happens to be near the pitch?
I think it's that they finally find him.
Nice.
He doesn't have a phone anymore, and he hasn't replaced it.
I think Vector, the suit, which is you're always wearing, right?
Mhm,
It's just
exactly.
like the Hulk's always angry. You're always wearing the suit.
I'm wearing the suit, but I'm wearing it often as a watch-like thing.
Oh, that's awesome. I really dig that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. The suit notifies you, like gives you the 411 of where you can most likely find.
So our conversation with Megan is me going norther. Okay.
Am I getting warm?
We're getting warm, I think. Yeah. At least we've,
And I think you see him. You see the Bushwick bomber, the Basher. Sorry, the Bushwick Basher. Before you see um, Ollie, and maybe that helps you realize what he's doing.
um, yeah, so would the basher know that his grandfather's gone? Would he have realized that yet?
Does he
I
think? Mhm.
Mm.
I was gonna say, does he either think he died in the fire or has been missing since it, or
I think just for closure's sake, it's interesting to me if he thinks his grandpa passed.
okay, cool.
And he's been sad about it. This is the first time he's come out to play a soccer game. It's kind of a coping thing for him. But I think, Ollie, you notice that they've come onto the scene, and unerringly 3J heads up to the tree where you're at drinking.
Yo,
When you say come up, is he like standing at the base of the tree that I'm in, or have you like flown up to be at my level?
oh no, I'm at the base of the tree. I would, blinking up into a tree seems like a questionable choice. So I could do it probably, but I might not be at any advantage. So I think he just stops at the bottom of the tree and goes, yo.
I don't think you get a response. It's almost like he didn't, but it's not like he's ignoring you. It's almost like he didn't hear you. Like his eyes are very focused on the pitch.
Hey, Olivier, what you doing?
And I think you watch like the sort of like flutter, like the fast kind of blink, like when someone's out of a reverie. And he looks down a little, and you can tell his eyes are like very bloodshot. They're glazed. Um, Bottle in hand, sort of swings, and you'll see it's mostly empty. Uh, Watching.
Go, hey, seems like Mr. Negative really got a good hold on you.
Oof. He looks away from you when you say that. Just kind of breaks off the eye contact.
Okay, Zakia, you can come down from the tree and stop sulking.
An empty bottle kind of falls to the ground. I think it gets
I catch it. I don't even mean to. I just catch it.
That's awesome.
That's very cool.
Obstinate and drunk. Awesome. What's the plan here?
I don't make plans anymore. I
You're
don't make
just,
good plans.
oh my God. What is this about?
I don't think he responds, but if Megan is in his mind,
She's going to go into his. She tried the out loud stuff. Now she's going to do the thing.
It's just I think she gets in for a second, and she sees like a lot of my fault, and you see like Johnny burning things down. My fault. You like this imagined like dead body of Malvolio at the feet of this Mr. Negative. My fault. You see like a crying Geraldo at like a gravestone marker for him. My fault. You see like the burned out buildings. My fault. You see people unconscious, like people with burns, and just she gets like that for a second before he like shoves her out aggressively.
He thinks it's all his fault.
I go, it's not your fault.
You just watch him put like the mouth of the bottle to his mouth and take a slug.
That's your fault right there. That's a really bad coping mechanism. You gonna come down?
No.
Then I'll go up. And I think Jeff is just there. Well, and it just looks like Jeff doesn't have the suit on. And he's like, so what's your plan? You gonna go back to the mansion?
I don't think I make plans anymore.
So someone else makes plans. Because I think there's some guy named Chuck I can call. A real plan maker.
Got one plan.
Let's hear it.
Keep an eye on the kid. He says as he looks at a man that's definitely older than him. Onto the soccer pitch. It's just he says, keep an eye on the kid.
And he goes, so what are you gonna do for him?
I don't know if I'm much good at doing anything for anyone.
And here's the thing, I don't think anyone's gunning for him. They've already taken away the thing that made him interesting to them. Because that's the kind of people they are. They have plans. They have a little checklist. They hit the check. Once it's done, they're done.
It's the right thing to do.
Is it going to help the other people that are on their checklist? Or is this the only one that matters?
I sent him in there.
No. No one sends Barracuda anywhere. If he went in there, he chose to do it. If he went in there, probably already had a really good sense of what could happen.
I told him where to go and who was in there. And then he died.
Oh, indeed, those events happened in that order. It's just about whether there's any fault to be assigned.
It is my fault. And I think he like loops an arm under himself under the branch and like sort of messily swings down off of it and like kind of lands onto the ground.
I'll just kind of say that as much to myself. And then
Oh, sorry, you broke up.
Oh,
sure.
sorry.
Yeah.
I think Jeff whispers to himself, well, that's a start. And kind of blinks down, but blinks behind you a good ways away so that it's you and Megan.
Ollie, I'm really not good at this kind of stuff. That's why I brought Jeff. I'm sorry that Barracuda's gone. We've lost so many people. Why fixate on him? We've done a lot of things good, more than bad.
Really? Because I don't know if I can count many handfuls of good here. What did I do? I saved a murderer instead of Hammerbro, who's now dead. I got Johnny into trouble, so much so that he's committed a crime not once but twice and has had to take a leave of absence from the team. I've gotten Barracuda killed. Who knows what I did while I was doing bad deeds for Mr. Negative. Who knows if he's still hitched in there somehow.
I think you need to take down Mr. Negative. Otherwise, you're just a chump.
Cher, I think that's the only correct thing you've said so far. I am a chump. Takes a big swig from the bottle. No leader, no planner, no good.
She's doing a fire a neural arrow through the bottle.
Shatters in his hand. Why don't you go and hang out with Dynamo, Megan? She's actually good for you.
I was hanging with Dynamo, and then I found out that you basically abandoned her. Kind of an asshole move.
She kind of just like hears like a bit of an unintentional projected like better off without me, or like I can't hurt her if I'm not there. Like store's better off if I'm not there. Johnny doesn't need me slinking around bringing more bad luck to his business.
Very convenient for you that you really don't have to make any effort. That you owe nothing to your friends. That you, by dint of your failures, just stopping is the best alternative. I don't know. I thought you had sort of like super straining, sense of fallback, things that you do when stuff goes wrong.
Well, I guess that was all just wasted on me, wasn't it?
That's your choice. That's your choice to waste it.
He looks at like the shattered glass in his hand and kind of like goes to throw it on the ground, but like pauses, and you see as he kind of like throws it towards a trash can, or actually recycling bin.
Oh, that gets up. Like, yeah, she's into that. Megan approves. You saw that right,
What do you
Jeff?
want, Jeff?
What do I want? I don't know. I've been pretty busy, keeping the bodega going, taking care of all the cats that were out on the streets. And just, you need to do something to figure out what it is. If you're going to work with Dynamo and me, that's great. If you aren't, got to figure it out. Because right now we were depending on you. We still depend on you. But we got to know if we got to stop.
People who rely on me get hurt.
That happens to anyone who has anyone rely on them. Can't be 100%. It can't be perfect.
And I think Wildcard like reaches out into Megan's mind because he wants to know what she thinks.
About what exactly?
Kind of about all of this. Like, does she blame him also? Does she think Jeff is right? Does she think he can do better? Does she think he's worth it?
She definitely thinks you're worth it, or despite all her complaints, she wouldn't be here. I don't waste my time on hopeless causes. You're in a funk. It's pitiful, but you're allowed. We're all allowed. Jeff's right. That's why I brought him. He's better at this than I am. I'd just kick your ass. Or, well, just come back.
You wish you could kick my ass.
Not really. I have so many cooler things to do.
No, that was like not a you want to do it, but you wish you were able to do it.
Oh, I see. That's also inaccurate. But if it makes you feel good to think that, I will allow you. We're being rude now. Jeff can't hear what we're talking about. He probably thinks, well, Jeff probably doesn't think the worst. It's weird.
No, he's kind of a good person in a world where there's really not much of that. That's why I don't want to weigh him down. Or her. She's great. She makes people better. I make them worst.
Well, I think you should listen to Jeff. Oh, and you're kind of fired from your job at the Escape Reality.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, you really screwed over the person I hope is going to be my girlfriend. So, I'm mad at you over that, just so you know.
He's good for you.
I know. And you made her life worse by abandoning her. You're better than that.
Am I?
You could show me. Trying to show up and make up for it. Just so you know, not that guilt works on you, but I'm going to go volunteer at Escape Reality because you blew it off.
You just want to watch her butt.
I could do that without having to also do work. She moves really
That's some
fast,
great
so I
shit.
have to squint. Anyway. You're insufferable.
Yeah, and I think there's like a bit of heartbreak in his head that like she feels, and like it's not like he wants this for Megan because he as he said he thinks Monique is good for her, but there's I think this parachuted idea in his head of what, even though he very much rejected it, like the X plan, like he leads this team, she's there, they get married. This is like a dynasty of the combining of all of like Xavier's children,
It's true. It's pretty messed up, but yeah, that's
yeah,
definitely.
and that's like a thing, and it's a thing. A part of him thought he would always have or would always be there as like a plan, and it's very clear in this moment that that's not going to happen. And there's a heartbreak and a loss to that, even though he knows that it's not the right thing or the right path, and wouldn't probably would not have been good for either of them. I don't think me showing up isn't 3 sheets to the wind anywhere right now is really the greatest idea.
I assume that's out loud, so Jeff can.
Oh, yeah. That
Cool.
one can be out loud. Oh, real quick, sorry, before. I think there is a flash and Megan sees it of like all the images of like them at a wedding, like them at their wedding, like all the things like he thought before that happens. Like the heartbreak is he like visually sees those like images, like when people like have that like flash before your eyes, like how they like epilogue a thing where it's like, and this is the engagement, like the proposal, and this is that wedding day, and this is the birth of the baby, and this is like them fighting something.
Wow.
Like she sees like those like really quick in succession of like in his head.
I think
Like
that's a real shocker that she didn't
Yeah.
anticipate you had those inklings.
And then he says, "I don't think I'm good to anyone right now. 3 sheets to the wind." You could see actually he's leaning on the tree for support as he's been standing this whole time.
Yeah, and Jeff is just watching for that thing in the conversation that goes, it's hit that point. And I'm gonna take it from Megan's conversation that like she sort of stepped back, and I'll sort of step up then, and I'm like, why don't we just take you back to your place?
How many weeks has it been, Rich?
Couple weeks?
Okay. No, so it's not okay. Yeah. I think if you guys start going, you'll see a notice of like failure to pay last month's rent or something like
Ooh.
that. Like it's not an eviction notice, but it's yeah, like a little thing on the door that says failure to have paid rent. A notice like.
Ouch.
And I think before Jeff leaves you, he goes, I know that you might not be ready to hear this, but it gets better.
Does it? Does it really?
And he stops and goes, you'll become who you are, really, in the next 4 or 5 years. Right now, you're just starting out. And I know you feel like you know everything and it's just some details, but that's not how life is. It gets better.
Well, I'm sure you and your matching robotics girlfriend and your really pretty apartment paid by the blood money of a villain just really have it all worked out.
No, it's always a work in progress, but we're trying. And that's what counts. That's how you show up for people. You keep on trying.
And that's when, as you guys are standing right outside the apartment, maybe Ollie has opened up the door to the apartment. I don't imagine these are super nice apartments for Ollie if he's got 2 part-time jobs.
No, this is
College?
like, yeah, like a studio. Like it has like one side you see like the one countertop, that then the sink, there's no dishwasher, like a stove and a fridge all like lined on one wall. Then there's just like what is honestly probably like a futon or an army cot in like a corner. There's like a like and then like that's on some cinder blocks kind of vibes. Like there's
Well, there's got to be some like milk crates around.
oh yeah,
milk
like
crate
there's a milk
furniture kind of
crate.
stuff.
There's a
Oh,
milk crate that has
nice.
some textbooks on it. There's a couple bottles of the alcohols that look kind of with like a recent receipt. There is not a TV. There's like one door to like a bathroom the size of like a shoebox. There are what does actually look nice is there is a small table with like several like framed photographs.
Oh,
Yeah, there's like him and like the GX Next team. There's like him and Megan from like a happier time. There's like him and his sister. There's him and his whole family. There's like a picture of him like as a small child in the arms of Charles Xavier. Like
oh.
maybe even like a newborn. Like
Oh man, that's good.
yeah.
So Jeff, I think it's just Jeff and Ollie here. Do you see the place where Ollie lives? A few of the pictures, and then
Top ramen.
oh yeah, like a hot plate kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like just like a box of top ramen.
Yeah,
Oh, sweet. Very college.
Mhm.
yeah. And I think Jeff says, "Oh, this is a pretty nice place," and he's like serious about it because he's
If you
lived
lived
in
above,
worse.
you lived above a bodega that was very poorly upkept. Yeah, I think that's when the 2 of you hear the sound of glass breaking from the adjacent apartment. Kind of sounds like something was dropped and shattered on a wooden floor.
Do I know who lives there?
Yeah, I think you've got you had a class with her. She's another college student.
Mhm.
Bright eyes, straight out of the cornfields, excited to be in college kind of girl.
And I think there's a pause where it looks like he's gonna ignore it, and then he kind of we like hear is like it's a comic together here, see like a bubble of like Jeff's words being like being reliable or something like taking the first step is the answer or something like that, like and we see like a slightly unsteady step, but he goes over towards the door and he like knocks and is like, you okay in there?
When you knock on the door, it slowly opens and you see that it's been jimmied open.
Yeah, and I think as that happens, I think leg just rears up, and at first he wobbles for a second because he's a little unsteady because of his drinking, but then like boot connects with door and like kicks it open fully, and we see like the eye shine start as he like looks in,
Nice. I love the eye shine. Great, great, great moment. When you look in, I mean, I imagine this was like there's daylight. You see the guy who's turning over this place. And when he sees you, he pulls out a little Saturday night special, like a little revolver. It's like, fuck out.
This is just some like punk, right? It's
Yeah,
no,
looks like yeah.
I
Maybe
think.
we recognize him for one of the people that gave Dynamo trouble back in the day.
Oh, um, oh God, it's overkill. Um, I think this guy like hears the most deafening, like to your knees, like in his head, like this reverberation that shatters every other thought. It's like almost like this telepathic force.
Cool. Guess what? You are
Rolling
doing a little
dice.
neighborhood patrol. So here is what we're going to do. You're going to be rolling super plus heart.
Oh, Jesus, heart.
No, you have a little heart, but that's okay.
I mean, I think my heart matches everything else, actually.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's his head that's not right now. Granted, if I were expanding more, I would keep heart low. But that's super heart mental ability. So that's 6. I don't know. Is it wild card? I mean, you're telling someone to stop that's pretty in tune, I guess. 7, so I'm gonna say 76. 7.
70.
Is there tension in this?
There is not. This is a refresh opportunity for you.
Yeah. Ooh. That's not a great roll.
Ah, I see one success.
Ouch.
I think he gets away. Um, what is it that happens that causes this robber to be able to escape?
Man, I think it's just, and this is from his point of view.
Mhm.
It's not enough. Wild card's not enough. He's sloppy, he's unfocused, he's drunk. Um,
Appropriate.
yeah. Instead of using excessive force, it's almost it makes him almost feel paltry. Like he's not he can't even utilize his powers right.
I mean, there is that bit though. You do get one spark back.
Mm.
So you did put in the effort. You showed up. Sure, it was sloppy. You set yourself up to not be the most successful hero. You did stop him from stealing anything, but yeah, you didn't catch a guy. He ended up going down the fire escape as you, I guess, got sick, maybe.
Yeah.
Vector, I think you were around, saw Wildcard run off, do this thing, crazy explosion of sound. Um, do you just
Yeah.
let him fight that battle?
No, I probably would have been behind it, but there's that thing where I don't think Wildcard realizes that, but when he got it wrong, and he knew, he kind of, what do you say, uh, like really broke down. And so there was that thing of I could have chased this guy out the window, or I could stay here with Wildcard. And I stuck with Wildcard. He chased him off. I was like, that's fine. We'll leave a note. Hopefully she has apartment insurance. And but essentially he stays there with Wildcard, and it's like, okay, that didn't go so well. But still he stopped it. He's gone.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. And I think, he sort of storms over towards the window and like slams it shut and locks it so no one else can get in. Goes to pull the door shut behind him back into the hall.
Yeah, you're gonna want to call the apartment building, have someone come out to fix her door. It's not safe. It's been jimmied.
Right. And he like washes the hand over Sean. I don't have a phone.
Oh shit. Oh,
It got
okay.
flame on a few weeks ago.
And then I go, well, come on. And we'll go back to your apartment. We'll get your card for the tenancy services. Jeff will call. Do the talk. There was a break-in next door. The guy ran off. But the door's broken and the person who lives there isn't going to be safe. And then he goes, why don't we go and get you a phone?
Sure, why not? And you watch as his hand kind of reaches out for like another bottle.
You don't need that. Come on, a phone. Brush your teeth. We'll go get a phone.
And his fingers kind of graze the bottle. But there's something comforting in this moment where he's so unsure of everything within order. Things maybe weren't, this flash like, well, if I follow an order, maybe things won't be so bad when I followed orders. Things worked. I wasn't a person. I was a soldier. I was a unit. But at least I wasn't getting people killed and mind controlled. And so you watch as the fingers kind of slip away from the glass bottle and, and I think unintentionally he doesn't realize that he's projected those thoughts to you, Jeff. So like you hear them as he like slips into the bathroom and like does the thing. He brushes his teeth and then he comes back out.
Okay. And I think Jeff has been standing there very carefully, not cleaning up the place, very carefully not making any.
Got to be hard fighting those urges.
Exactly, because this place is kind of wrecked. And he's like, okay, let's go. He goes, and he'll sort of stop and go, what's your budget for this?
What's cheap?
Cheap. All right, I know where you go to get cheap phones. He will take you to one of those New York corridor shops that's just like it's a counter and there's and everything's behind the counter and it's just you, a wall, the counter, and the stuff that's behind the counter, and they have one of everything really cheap, all the cheap brands of phones, but like one of them or whatever. And
Wildcard looks very confused. I think he actually had like a very nice new model iPhone that was maybe a year or so out of date because it was from before he left the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't actually know what a flip phone is. He has definitely never seen a flip phone before. He doesn't know these things exist.
And the guy starts up with, yes, this is a genuine antique.
Nokia.
I'm like, they last forever.
How do you look at an email?
And I go, there's a little icon for the email there. You just hit the button. But you got to set it up first.
What? And this is like, he's looking at alien tech.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, it's just that kind of thing of we get the cheap phone and Jeff walks you through setting it up. The hard part being is probably a lot of your services are with Apple. So the whole thing kind of fights the phone. Eventually you can get it set up. It can't like keep you from doing it, but it's not easy.
I think, it takes several tries. Like his fingers are kind of not responding as readily as he might usually do. And he definitely trips trying to do something on the phone set up while walking with you.
Mhm.
Very undexterous compared to how he normally is.
That's good. I like that. We'll bring that scene to a close with you guys putting numbers into a phone. That's 5 spark from a very, very hopefully refreshing, but definitely a bonding scene.
Mhm.
You guys can split that however you'd like.
Let's see here. How about 2 and 3?
Sounds
I
good.
give you 3, yeah. So,
That way we'll match out.
yeah,
Even Steven.
I know, like twinsies.
Twinsies.
Yeah.
Except one of us is, now doing a healthful relationship and has a great job. It's doing great in a beautiful place, and the other one just got a Nokia phone, all drunk.
Darkest days, everyone has them.
Yes.
It's true. It's true. Cool. Uh, just trying to see, do we have time for do we have an idea for a Dynamo scene?
If Mark doesn't have one, I do.
Yeah, go for it.
I need Megan asking out Dynamo.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, being like, my future girlfriend. I'm being like,
Cool. Then I think we will pick up with like late. How late does Escape Reality stay open now? Because the escape
I
room.
think, yeah, I think now that it's like kind of booming, I think like the last group goes in at midnight.
Wow.
ooh,
So that's a like 1 o'clock deal then, right?
Yeah, like
not even a
people
one.
are, yeah, they're like taking pictures and stuff at like
I got 2 or
1:30, and
3
we're like
o'clock.
they're like cleaning up and resetting around 2 probably.
Oh my God. Oof, that is rough. I think
They
Megan,
went in on midnight. They're not getting out until like what, 2 or 3?
Mhm.
when the bars close. Oh wow.
Bars close at 4 in New York.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah,
you're in New York. The city doesn't sleep, man.
yeah.
Bars close at 4 because baristas open at 5.
Ask me how I know.
But it's Bushwick with our new rules, so they probably do
Oh,
close now.
that's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
That's true. Oh my goodness. Everybody like there's that bit where everybody rolls out of Bushwick bars to go to the nearby boroughs and neighborhoods. The mass exodus. The midnight exodus, I guess they could call it. That's great. That's great. But it's not maybe escape reality is still I like the idea of having to go super late. I'm like, well, we can't we can't go to the bars, but escape reality's still open. And it's crazy late. I think Megan, true to her word, came back after Jeff seemed to have Ollie in hand, and she came back and asked for, okay, give me the stuff that I could do, and then she kept like learning new different things, and
Mhm.
all of a sudden she's running the counter and you're doing the setup, and then she figures out how to set up the rooms with some of your assistants, and she's
Getting
just
clues
inserting
out. Yeah.
the cleanup and the clear stuff out, and it's going on to 2 o'clock, and they're on the last clue. There are no more. Or they're on the last puzzle. There are no more clues that you can give them other than tell them the answer,
Mhm.
and some boneheaded guy is insisting that it's a life model decoy, but he's really wrong. He's dead wrong, and how is Dynamo feeling? How is she looking?
Probably pretty rough at this point. It's been a long, I mean, it's been a long day, but it's been probably a long several weeks of long days. Yeah, and I think like when the clock hits time, it's just like it's this. Press this button, put in the code, the 43317.
Oh, I told you. Oh man. They come out and then they're like, "Oh, well, if it wasn't for Ned, we would have had that 15 minutes ago."
Yeah, there's always one. Team building.
Yeah, yeah. Come on. All right, guys. Hey, let's what is oh man, let's get out of Bushwick and go to a bar.
Wait, You said Ned. Does that mean it's Peter, Bobby, and Angelica and Ned?
Oh my God. Yes, it's totally them, but they're out of costume. That sounds
Mhm.
great. Wow, I didn't even realize that, but it has to be that. That has
That's
to be
right.
true now. That's
And of
great.
course they recognize me because yeah,
Oh man, they're obnoxious. That's great.
great, great, great.
Yeah. Bobby will come over because Bobby's of them, the most clueless slash sensitive one. He'll come over and say, "Are you okay? You look tired."
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for putting up with us.
that's literally my job.
Well, we're out of here. He pats your shoulder a little bit and then he tips a little extra.
Come back anytime. We've got more rooms. Come before midnight next
Where's
time.
where's Ollie?
Who?
Olivier?
Oh, friends?
Um, yeah, I know Ollie.
Oh, he
He like looks over at
quit.
Pete. He's like,
Super friends. He quit. Yeah,
"Aw,
a lot of other stuff going on. A
that
lot of other stuff
sucks.
going on.
That sucks." Well, it was great working with you. And he points to Megan. She's like, "Oh, thanks. Just happy to help out." Uh, but yeah, you guys should go. We're shutting down now. And she ushers them towards the door.
I think if like they didn't complete the room and like there's like here's 10% off your next one we have to give you because come back. Don't do the same room again, but try another time.
Nice. Ned takes it, right? And then I think Peter like grabs it out of his hand and rips it up. We're not coming back. No more escape rooms. Never ever. He's like, but it should have been a life model decoy, and they're heading out. It makes more sense. Megan,
Yeah, lock the door, turn the sign off the neon.
ooh, you've been doing this for weeks now.
Yeah. Oh, I could use a coffee, but I don't know if that's you know what, fuck it. You want to get coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Great. You know what? I'm gonna come in early tomorrow and
No,
get
no,
everything set
no,
up. So
no, no.
don't
Like maybe be close tomorrow.
that's not up to me.
You're running the place.
Yeah, but like I'm also getting paid to run the place. And if a place isn't running, I don't get paid. So I have to have a job.
What if I pay you to take a day off? Told you I've got a 6 month,
I mean, like
6 month.
rent out the place all day for a private party.
Yes. How much is
Yeah.
that? She starts
Um
looking around for the
yeah.
10% off coupon.
Yep. Yeah, let's ring it up right now. Like cancel that one, cancel that one, cancel that one. Great. Bushwick's best send-off party all day.
Oh my God, I'm gonna try to expense it. It's not gonna work, but I'm gonna try.
Okay, cool. I will come in early the day after tomorrow and get everything set up.
Ollie knows he's fired, so you can hire a replacement.
Oh yeah, Herbie's there's a they had AI to do it. It's fine.
Okay. Let's get some coffee and then you can go sleep.
Yeah, anywhere but jerk offs.
Right. Yeah, no dweebs for me. And you guys will head out onto the street. And I think as you guys are walking across the street, you hear um you don't hear something from an alley, but you hear from a parking lot.
Mhm.
Hear someone scream.
Like, she'll like zip over there real quick.
Yeah, and Megan takes off running behind you, but she's way slower. And you see there's a woman, and the guy's like shoved her, and he's trying to take her car.
Mm. Yeah, just like shake my head and yell, like probably like from across the street, be like, asshole. And when he looks over, I'm like behind him, bear hugging.
Nice. Sweet. Yeah, you grab him, you bear hug him, you got a hold of him. The girls kind of crab walk back away from this, and the guy's trying to fight you off, and
And I
then
just like squeeze him harder.
nice.
You're like, you want to take a shot at him? Like he's
Nice.
not going anywhere.
The girl's like stuck between I would run away, I don't want to leave my car, and I do want to hit him, but I'm not sure how to hit somebody because I've never hit anyone. She's having all those things going on. And then you hear from Megan screaming across the parking lot, Dynamo, watch out! And then you hear these like jet boots and a heavy, heavy metal sound on the pavement from behind you. And you're lit up by like floodlights. And you hear this robotic voice say, Citizen, unhand that individual.
I got it taken care of. He's doesn't need to unhand anyone.
Citizen, unhand that individual. And when you glance back, you see a person that you saw in videos before, an AmeriCop.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I said I got it handled.
He's going to try to electrocute you. Good news is, it probably doesn't work, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to. Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Cool. So he like fires a little, and a plug hits you, and he
Mhm,
throws in enough juice to basically zap out somebody.
mhm.
You can let it flow to the guy you're holding.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, let's do that.
Awesome. I think that is a good or 3 difficulty.
Mhm,
Don't see tension involved in the role just because you're an electric person and this is electricity. So yeah, also I just think it's interesting and amusing, so I want to see it happen.
this feels bricky.
Yeah, you've been very
Um,
brick.
yeah, so brick, super power, and I don't know if it's hands or not. Like the grabbing the guy is definitely hands. I don't know about the redirecting.
Strength action. What else could it be?
Um, let's. No, it'll
Speed
be heart.
action.
Heart.
Ooh, yeah, because you're stopping,
Fighting
yeah,
common criminals. Yeah.
into it.
So that's 2 more. So that's 9, I think.
Yeah,
I
it's a
don't think I need to spend
ton.
any spark on that. Duel. One, two, three, four, 5.
Wow. Yeah, you let the power flow through you, and this guy's
And I don't
and
even know if it's like an intentional redirecting. It's like I'm just a conductor.
yeah,
He-
you're a conductor. You even have the hat. Wait, no.
Yep.
Sorry, couldn't help myself. I'm a dad, so I can make dad
Mhm.
jokes from time to time. Falls to the
Um,
ground.
yeah, and I just like drop him and say, "He's all yours, unhanded."
Uh, and I think the AmeriCop will say, I witnessed you assaulting an individual. You are under arrest.
I was stopping a crime, citizen's arrest.
Come down to the station. And he reaches, picks up the guy, holds him up, puts him over his shoulder.
I'm not. I've got a coffee to have. I'm busy right now.
Your face has been printed. If you do not come to the station, an all points bulletin will be put out for your arrest.
But
And
you're
the
not
and the
strong enough
girl
to take
finally
him.
the
Yeah.
girl finally says, "No, no, no! That guy was trying to steal my car, and she stopped him."
Listen to women. There you go.
Understood. You can help us file the report when you come down to the station.
I'll send me a PDF or something. I'll email it back to you. I am busy right now. I don't think you heard me.
Your response has been recorded. And then he flies up into the air with the guy.
Fuck.
I
No one else is coming down. Good, good, good. Okay.
my name's
Are you all right?
yes. My name's Julie. If you need me to testify or whatever.
I'm sure your face has been imprinted and they'll be asking for a statement or something or whatever, however it works.
Oh my
That's the
God, that
first time
was
I've seen one of
stinky.
those things in person. Is that a guy or is that a thing?
I don't know. And that's when Megan will say, I got no psychic imprint. Oh, I think that's a robot.
Oh, great. Well, um, that means that someone's running them. So we'll just wait for that all points bulletin, I guess. Julie,
Uh-huh.
you want to get coffee with us?
And she looks at you and seems like she does want to get coffee. And then Megan's like, no, I'm okay. I was trying to get home.
All right, great. Well,
Thank you
get
so
home safe.
much. And she'll like give you her number in case you need something or somebody to back you up. And then she gets into her car to drive off. That was really nice of you inviting her to coffee.
Yeah, I mean, she looked shaken up. It's understandable.
But like boom, jump cut
Yeah,
directly into the two of you sitting. Do you imagine you sit at a counter or are you sitting at a booth?
take a
I imagine-
little table.
Cool, cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. What's
yeah, probably outside. It's a nice night. We're out on the sidewalk table.
oh, fun. That sounds fun. Yeah, so it's kind of what like muggy
Mhm.
low 70s kind of weather
Yeah.
outside. Goodly amount of traffic as the background noise. Um, good work. Of course, saving.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you did a great job today. You picked stuff up real fast. It was really nice to have you around.
It was fun. Ollie accused me of just wanting to stick around to sneak peeks at your butt, so
That is understandable.
I told him you moved too fast.
Yeah, it can be hard to keep up.
Um, so I hear that you're off tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be resting, I guess. Don't have any plans.
Would you maybe after you sleep in, maybe be interested in hanging out?
I think I reach across, well, yeah, reach across the table, put my hand on her hand, and just like fix her look and just say, depends on how late you keep me up.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, there's a smile, and I think that's where we cut. That's great. Good stuff. Okay, we're near the end. Let us do our end of session questions.
Yeah.
So, did you clash with someone who threatened your neighborhood?
Yes.
Yes, for sure. Did you protect the citizens of your neighborhood at least once? Did you defeat a villain or have a conflict with your rival team? Oh.
Defeat.
Beat is, yeah, I don't know if we beat.
I'm gonna say no, and I think we
Okay.
need to have a conversation about rival team, and this might be a good conversation for a Hit the Streets second edition kind of thoughts of like, well, what happens if your rival team like do you always?
I mean, I think the
So
rival team is the AmeriCops now, right?
I guess so. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, great. So 2 XP for everybody. Vector, did you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations?
Yeah, I had all the jobs for a
Oh,
while
well,
there. So
it's sorry, real quick. If it's the Maricops, didn't we have a confrontation with Dynamo had a confrontation?
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
I guess we did. All
Boom.
right.
Slipped it in. Very clever.
We'll
I like
take
it. So then that is 3 for everybody. You did struggle with normal day-to-day obligations. Did you support another teammate when they needed you? Yeah, of course.
Yep.
The whole thing with wildcard, a whole lot, a whole lot. Wildcard, did you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations?
Definitely not. I totally aced those.
I think you struggled. Yeah. But did you support another teammate when they needed you?
No, I think he did the opposite of that. He did not show up.
I think so too. Yeah, so that's 4 XP. And then Dynamo, did you struggle with your day-to-day obligations?
I sure did.
And we didn't have any. Did you support another teammate when they needed you?
Unless you count firing him and supporting him. Tough love.
I kind of do. Like you didn't cover live for him or anything. You were reasonable, but you were not. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I pointed Megan at him. Yeah. I'll take
There you
it.
go.
Oh, that turned out like
Cool. Let's quickly run through some wishes so we can end with stars. Who's got wishes?
I've got some.
Is next one our last one?
It will be.
Yeah. Zap some
it's gonna be
robots.
power packed.
Definitely a confrontation with Mr. Negative.
Hmm.
It can go good, it can go bad.
Cool. And then Sherry?
I like the idea of like coming up with a chain of things that we need to do in order to corner Manfredi, if that makes any sense. And I think figuring out how to deal with Mr. Negative is going to be a big one, because if we can get that tie between what happened with Mr. Negative and all the other bits, that gives us an explanation for what's gone on, and maybe we can tie it back to Manfredi or to that sort of situation. I mean, we might have to go Rico act on this guy because, but like Super's Rico act.
Super Rico. Love it. Cool. Sherry, you went last with wishes. You get to go first with stars.
Oh, this was really good. Your 19-year-old funk was more my 23-year-old funk, but super well done. Okay, Wildcard was in the depths of that mode where everything that they thought they knew, it slipped, away from them, and they were in the darkest moment where nothing mattered. It doesn't matter. It gets better, like Jeff said. Right. I really like that. It was very well done. And Dynamo, Mark, I love your relationship with Megan. It's really good. It's really empowering in a different way for both of you. And I just think it's really great. So
Agreed.
I also have another wish.
Yes.
I think Wildcard needs to meet his next door neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. There's a part of me that thinks it's Julie. She's had the worst day ever. You know,
Oh yeah, that's
almost
great.
carjacked, and then comes back to find out that her apartment's been ransacked.
Broken into. Yeah. Oh, I like that very much.
Cool. Awesome. Kay, Do you have any stars?
Yeah. Oh, definitely got some stars. First of all, I absolutely, Mark, love the choice of firing Wildcard. Um, I feel like in a lot of situations, a lot of people would have their characters be like, "Oh, I don't want to hurt this other character, this other person. Oh, he's just having a rough time. We'll get him back. I can handle Oscar." No, you were like, I'm firing him," which is so good, and so justly deserved. I absolutely love that. I also loved. I was second. I like Megan and Dynamo. I feel like the second they really interacted, I kind of clocked that episodes upon episodes ago, and that just kind of it hurt so good because I was like, oh yeah, Wildcard's gonna have this back and forth terrible romance with her, but I was like, no, there's gonna be this beautiful romance with Dynamo. And I love that. I also just love the line, "Unless you keep me up all night." That's just fucking classic and
That was
great.
good. That was good.
Rich, I love the no nonsense development of bond between uh Wildcard and Megan. Like, she knows him, she calls him on his shit, and she's not gonna let him get away with anything. I appreciate that in a character. I also enjoy your little slip up that let us have the Spidey friends absolutely suck at an escape.
The guy in the chair is the worst.
The guy in the chair is the worst, especially considering he has Spidey sense, so he should know things. I don't know. It was cute.
That was fun. Thank you for jumping in on that. That was delightful. Then finish this up, Mark. Any stars left out there?
Yeah, the whole extended sequence of scenes with Wildcard and Jeff is just so good. Really, just like a supernatural progression of like you're fired and all this other bad stuff happened to like all the dominoes just fell in the right way and it was all great. Megan coming in, so just delightful all around. And really like it felt really like honest. It was really like really great to watch. Bringing in the robot cops was super fun. I was not expecting to actually see them, and I'm glad that we did. Yeah, and I have a couple ideas, but they're not real until they happen. I think sliding in one more wish to have a Dynamo and Olivier have to have a talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Probably post some action sequence.
Awesome. You guys really carried the session and I appreciate it. I really was delighted by these characters. I'm gonna miss y'all knowing just one more, so we're gonna have to make this last one a banger. Actual cyborg and robot fights have to happen. So
double size issue.
It's yes.
Rich, what am I gonna do with my weekend without a Rich game?
Sleep in.
Wild.
Good thing.
I
It's all good.
guess.
Well, it's been delight. Thank you all so much, and
Yeah.
we'll stop the recording here.